teni nga zo terang dana yung kenga loja chimo giganda loma namba zola shijo dela kan samjigin.
First of all, I'd like to say good afternoon to all the teachers and students here.
Teni terang nga zo nyamden zomne kapdan de dishung korkushung wala pe gapto chimbo shung songs.
And I'm very happy to have this opportunity to be here with you all and have this chance to engage in conversation.
Teni nga zo terang shapate zo de nga zo semg korla teni semg jivdeta semg korla kapda shigins.
So the topic that we're going to be mainly discussing this afternoon is the mind.
Teni nga zo tinala terang dinala jarket singamambo undu jarket jamika jamkin kanzi yoshita.
How many people are there today who understand Chinese? Please raise your hand.
Oh, yeah, mambo mandu. Tamakyung ko teni nga zo nge pork jab gense pork jab ne teni nga zo injikal par girgyen teni na ba zo nga zo dinala terang jamika jamkin nisum zuma to mandu tena teni nge pork jab ne nga zo inji par girgyens.
So because there are only a few people today who speak Chinese, I'm going to speak in Tibetan and translate into English.
Teni terang nge shaya de kang rezi na nge nga zo nangba ge chu jangba zeng ma rezi teni nga zo shirtang ge nga zo moz ge yana teni sem mar teni jivde yung ya ta teni sem ge nang la teni dungwar mambo shong na teni dungwar te so mar meba shaya ta tesu korla teni nge kapda shige yins.
So what I'm talking about today is the mind, how to bring peace to the mind and how to alleviate suffering from the mind. I'm going to talk about this from a general perspective, not exclusively from a Buddhist perspective.
Teni nge shabate tsu koranga teni mjungkong te teni nga zo nangba ga nanere nangba ga nane teni bog teni nangba ga nala teni shadepi teni tapshi teso rezi teni nge shabate mjungkong te yongsate teni bog chug nane yongwa rezi.
But the methods I'm going to talk about and the ideas I'm going to discuss, their origin is the Buddhist tradition, and in particular the Tibetan Buddhist tradition.
Teni yinna nga zo teni bog chula pena nga zo bog chula teni taba machine kun teni zi yinna yang teni nga zo teni tapshin de pesho shina chokore nga zo musu ko tapshin de pesho tana chokore.
And these methods are ones that can be used by any person regardless of what their religious faith is. They don't have to have faith in Tibetan Buddhism, for example.
Teni tapshin de teni pesho tana teni nga zo pena nangba ga teni chula lojong she jawan ra ota yang ti nane pena nga zo bog teni chupa teni chuluk pa chang ro ro teni mare se teni so chuluk pa she samna chokore she masam na chokore gangtar nga zo tapshin de so mas gin na teni pesho tana chokore.
These methods, using these methods doesn't turn one into a practitioner of Tibetan Buddhism. One can adopt these methods and put them into practice regardless of whether one is a practitioner or is not.
Teni tambo nga zo terang shaya te thomar nga zo muzeya te gangri la zegare teni muzeya te la korang la gungkhu yo pi ngupo to gaso mate la gungkhu yo pa te kari gore mate la gang gore zining nga zo tindi guni shakres.
So I'd like to start off today by first addressing what do we mean by a human, and in particular, what does a human need? What are human needs? First we need to identify these.
Teni nga zo muzeya te la teni nga zo chuluk soso go teni reshi jablung mambo da teni yang sanye rikpa ga teni yang reshi jablung mambo shirtang nga zo reshi jablung mambo res.
As to what a human being is, there are various explanations offered by different religious traditions, different philosophical systems. There are, in general, many different opinions on this.
Yina teni ton ngomata shana kandirizina nga zo muzerate chigna nga zo teni zupo ngupo to da teni nga zo sim teni teni te nyamde teni chokjapi teni chokba de la 되는 아주 뭐즈니 되니세요. 레스 답디 보수셨나?
However, putting it simply, what we are in essence as humans is a composite of our bodies, our material aspect, and our minds.
되는 아주 뭐텔라 tini gubat kare gore zena tini ngacho sem kanala ngacho ndur gore te gore gu samne tini samya mambo ziore ze yina tina ni khashi ding muni tani ngacho la goya tini ze mare ze yina tina la muni tani ngacho goya ga tini khashi yang yores.
As people, we have needs. We have a certain set of needs. Of course, our minds tell us we need this and we need that, but often the things our minds tell us we need are not things that we in actual fact do need.
Teni ngachola nguni tane teni goyate teni kang gogorezina tenga cho teni shur nini teni gogunduze chite ngacho teni zukpo la goyare teni ni tenga cho to semla teni goyare teni ngacho mala teni nguni tane goyate semla zukpo la goya chita teni semla goya teni gubar ni dos.
If we're going to identify what these basic needs of humans are, essentially they are of two kinds. Physical needs, those pertaining to our bodies, and psychological needs.
Tani ngacho zukpo la tani goyate mena tani ngacho la pena ngacho zukpo la tani ti khoi pena chire khawure tin rawo zuk tani tesu kora pena zamare tesu kora ta ngacho tani ta zukpo la tani khoya korwa tires.
Basic needs of our body are obvious things like water, air, clothes to wear, etc. These are our physical needs.
Tani ngacho zukpo la goya pena zama me pa chime pa khawu to so me pa tinti inna te ngacho zukpo ko thola tani dungra mambo yong go yore te ngacho sama ha ko res.
That if we don't have these things, if we are unable to fulfill our needs, we don't have water to drink, we don't have air to breathe and clothes to wear, then we encounter a lot of pain and suffering. This is something that everybody knows.
Teni ngacho mute teni ngupo da teni namshi ge teni chokba teni zin charti teni ngacho ngupo la korang ngupo teni chowa chigda namshi la korang namshi gun chowa chigde indi ngacho mukchig la teni chowa ge teni kyapkhong ni yores chido ngupo gun chowa ge kyapkhong re chido ngacho sem ge teni chowa ge kyapkhong re teni chowa mandrawa ni do se mukchig la.
So, being a composite of our material form and consciousness, we essentially have needs in respect of two scopes, those of our body and that of our mind.
Tani ngupo unsowa tinangla tani kari goyo te ngacho sama ha gogore ngupo unsowa tinangla goya te chonga chola mena semgana lipo tola dungar mambo yong yore harang hachang sarbo reze hachang sarbo yendi tani ngacho te mambo te la tona. The
needs, our physical needs, the needs we have stemming from our material form are very obvious. We understand if we can't satisfy them, then we have lots of suffering, and a lot of people pay a great amount of attention to these kinds of needs.
Tani sem ko thola goya tela tini ngacho shirtang te gul go yore ta yena ngacho mambo zuk tela tonang shego marezi sem go thota ngacho sem gun chowan dinangla gari go yo to so ngacho mambo zuk tonang shego mandus.
And even though we clearly have psychological needs, many people don't pay proper attention to these and in fact don't have a clear idea of what our psychological needs are.
Tani ngacho tonang she shu tani tonang she ba cheshu to mangshu to kang rezena tani ngacho ngubo gon chowan dinangla rezi tani ngubo gon chowan dinangla tani ngacho lojong she na ya ngacho ngubo gon chowa ti ton la lojong she gre shawa dibna tani ti ton la shawa dib gre ngacho mangbu zet tani ngubo gon chowa ti thola samlo tang dos.
The scope or the realm that we pay the most attention to is the material realm. It's the realm that most studies are engaged in. It's the realm that most work is engaged in. This is the area that we pay most attention to.
Tani lo nivgya da jibje thamba ko la nfshuk la tani zole sarji tarwane zonte tag part tani manam ko kable mambo jamne tani ngacho ngubu gon chwa ti ton la tani kable mambo jam baba mambo shi samlo mambo tane tani tarta pe yargi chimbo son lores.
And as a result of this prioritization of the material realm 400 years ago, starting with the beginning of the onset of the Industrial Revolution, many people have toiled very hard over the centuries, and the result is that we have achieved progress in the material realm.
Tani nga so ngupo thoni tini samlo tangne yargi chimbo songsarni tindi songsarwi nekabna tani ngupo haliba mambo yonkeng ge moto sola yana yang tarong semgan tarong dewa ta kepo meba tarong chik tini mena tini tarong chik mandrik ba chik tang tarong chik tini machang wa tang tini meba da tindi zge nawa shar ge yore zimman namla.
But at this point where we have achieved such great material progress, there is nevertheless a phenomenon whereby people who are very materially affluent nevertheless feel that they haven't got enough, that they're not yet happy, they're not yet satisfied.
Teni ngama yena nga summa mambo zga teni tirap jibdan chorjit chirga to so nala teni nga summa pe mambo zga teni ta nga chola ngupu mambo yona ten rikre tele jamba chi go mare samne teni samlo to mambo la yores.
During bygone centuries, during 18th centuries and 19th centuries, many people were of the view that if they had material riches and affluence, then all their problems would be solved.
Tani tarta nga so yang ti thola ngama ga samlo ti jimsenji tini samlo te la teni nga so ngupo go thola mbapa mambo shekable mambo jamne tani tarta pe pamjo yarji soni tini ri chari nekbna tani muto se go samlo tana o tataro nga so ngupo chipo on jgmend tani taro yang chigo on tani jamba taro nga so la goya te mena nga so kepo yong go mend samne ngupo chipo tani nga so kepo yong gore demo yong gore sampi samlo te la. But based
on this thought, we achieved a great level of material affluence, and it's at this point that people are now starting to doubt this idea that material wealth alone is able to bring us happiness. The general feeling is that we need something in addition to this.
ngubone yo nga chola khangbane chimbo yo mamabola tani langkhorna tani jigbo tani tang mamambola tani tangji yo tani zakeri kyonjeri to chama tani nga chola tani yabo mamambola yo gore te yena tarong semga nangla tani demo chipo mepa semga nangla tani mabdewa ta marke patenti mambo yong yores.
Despite the fact that many people these days have very good standards of material living, they have big houses and they have nice cars and good things to eat, good things to wear, and all of these things, nevertheless, they still feel a sense of unhappiness.
Tani sem go thola nga so marke ba mambo yong go jete ngesta na parchi taron nershok la te chapchi bo rindu sam go yos.
And in terms of this situation, in my opinion, it seems more extreme in the West.
Then same ganala market picture nga so same ganat mambo yore that tin nani chapchi shute then nga so tonser ganat teres.
Of course, there are many different kinds of mental illness, but the most serious one at this point in time is depression.
Then America tabala teni samlo tana teni chig trikchelo ni teni nitong lo part teni lo juju thamba rangla teni tonser ka teni nat yonken go moto teni dapchi thamba teni ginger jelo teni jemang song dos jemang ren dos.
From the 1960 to the year 2000, over a period of 40 years, the number of depression sufferers increased tenfold.
Teni ngama da yana pena chig trikche thamba lo teni kapse na pena tonser ka na yonken go moto so yana teni khoso go chamnim go lo tang de ganri reze na teni lo ni she tsar greze teni chamnim go lo tang de lo ni she tsar greze.
In the 1960s, the average age of a depression sufferer was 29.
Teni tarta nga so tiram ni shi chachig bagna la thon charwi ne kamna teni nga so tongser kanna yongkhen ga teni moto so teni lo chechung song ne teni tarta yana teni chamnim go lo tang de teni lo jiuje reze teni di bo chung la yang tongser kanna ten jong go yore.
But since the onset of the new millennium, the average age of depression sufferers has been gradually becoming lower, such that the average age of a depression sufferer these days is 14. So this shows that now even children are suffering from depression.
Tendi yendi teni nga chong ngama ga teni nga chong ngama ga samlo nga chong ngubu de yo na ten de ge te ma to jan ji go ma re nga chong ngubu mambo yo pamjol mambo yo na ta yak ta cho ren ro re tele jang go ya go ma re sambi samlo te la ti samlo te yang tak ba ma yin ba teni nga chong rang ga ta ta mambo mo mambo shi ge yo re.
So given this to be the case, many people are clear now about the fact that our previous idea that material wealth would bring us every happiness is in fact mistaken. Many people know this to be mistaken now.
Tani tarong nga chola chik ngupu kang gona nga so ndose zaje konju langkhor tini khamba kare gona yogo yore ta ina tarong nga cho market pa mabdewa tani sem market pa tini yona tani nga cho tarong yang ngupu ja chi go yore se go yore te tani nga cho mang chembo mang chewa zge 다 nga cho la goya ti kang ta ha go ya mar je ngama ina nga cho ngubo da nga cho go re samne nga cho te chama ga ha go re je re te ta nga cho ngubo yo chari ji se tarong yang ke po me demo me na tani ta kari go yo na tani nga cho mam bo shi ya mar je ta goya ti kang nga cho ha go ya mar je.
So many people now are clear that happiness is not derived entirely from material objects, and know that there is something that we need in addition to or beyond this, but as to what it is, many people are very, very unclear about it.
Tani ti kapsa nga cho mashi ne kna tani nga cho semkham go tani mamba te sola zhe re je tani nga rang sem gna la ke kem ndu ta nga kari go re je ni nga cho so rang go tani kari go ate mashi ne kna tani nga cho semkham go mamba la zhe re.
And in this situation where we're not sure what it is that we need, we turn to psychologists and psychiatrists and ask their opinion.
Tani nga cho ngupo toni tani ngupo zo tani nga cho ngupo un so andi na la nga cho tani gang go tani nga cho saro ha go yo re je pe nga cho komna tani chir go ndu samne nga ha go re nga rang to yo na tani nga rang zama go re samne nga ha go re tani nga rang kya yo na o komba go ndu samne nga rang ha go re je teso sama nga rang ha go re jamba la tr go mare yena teso chama yo charwi ji se tarong yo demo me ke bo me na tani ta kari go yo na da sama ha go mare tani mamba la tr go ya gimsen te teres.
Of course, in terms of our physical needs, we're very clear about how to go about addressing them. If we're thirsty, for example, we clearly know that we need water. If we're cold, we know we need to wear clothes. These are very easy and straightforward matters. However, in terms of when we have needs in regard to other areas, we really are not well equipped to find the answers for ourselves. And so it's for this reason that we turn to mental health professionals for the answers.
Tani tarong ya hamako te tini nga cho semkum ko mamba cho ha ko re samne nga cho khocho la te re te yinna yang tini to ta semkum ko mamba cho nga cho la tabshi gandri she gre jina te nga cho la manjing gre je nga cho sem yak bo yong ya la manjing gre tini nga cho man te la tini nga cho sem ke bo yong ya semkum ko mamba mambo zu ko tini samlo tang ndos.
And when we turn to the mental health care professionals, many of them these days are simply providing medication in order to bring us happiness to our minds. This is quite often the result when we turn to mental health care professionals with these questions.
Tani America ta wala samlo tang ba na nitong chukolola tani tonsir kana te me pa zoya ga tani manti ton la tani America gormo tongshir tani Together, dunche tamba tenji rosong chimbo tangni te man haliba mambo zundus.
In the year 2006, several $100 billion were spent on antidepressant medication.
Ti ina ti man nga so tini ti semkom ko man ta tini zana tini man ta langsam te tini pamban raw yong go yore ta ina ti nga so sem ko
Whilst taking this kind of medication can bring some temporary alleviation, it's not able to completely eradicate the source of our mental problems.
Tani semkum 그 만띵 아초더니 셈 참아더니 셈그 낫 싸바네 메바시 마트바 마츠 더니 semkum 그 낫 망보 만다 망보 자나 더니 만텔라 더니 독쇼고 니바 망보 용근도스.
So, in addition to not only being able to solve our problems at the root, there are also many negative side effects that come about through depending on this kind of medication.
베르나가초 동세르 그더니 낫 모용와 그더니 만다 망보 자자나 더니 머텔라 데 삼로 망보 땅야 그더니 니파 마르 냠니 더니 데 삼로 강라이나 삼로 탕 마타바 뭐 렘반도 더니 치가 용근도스.
One of the side effects is that the antidepressant medication works to suppress, in fact, some of our thought processes, and this is one of the negative consequences.
Many
healthcare professionals, in fact, don't have a proper understanding of the mind.
Tani ngacho tarta tabshi mene tani bena mo kashi bena ngacho tongchir kashi ga nala tani sim market ne tani rewi ne kamna tani ngasa ga tani ngashak khuba zena pa juba de ba khuba tani yore ziti nala soni ngni mambo ngul gore tin ngna te sim tang ro re na ngachari jis tani golmota gore.
In some countries, there are places in big cities, there are places called crying bars where people go in and cry and sob and feel a bit better after they've had a crying session, but afterwards they have to pay money for the opportunity.
Yeah, tani tarung fashe bazina, fashe bazina, tani ngaso kangba ganala nyamchandra, tani jino kandra shirtamra mambo yore. Tani se market na nalandu ni cherne mambo cherne tani shegre yang chaksarna yang golmota gore kimbatra gore.
There are also places called vent your anger bars where customers can go in and take an instrument and smash all the things in the room, including TVs and things like this, and after having vented their spleen they have to pay the price.
These
are really poor methods for approaching our problems.
Yeah. Then ngacho tabshi kyobu tendi pesho shego jimsen kare rezena then ngacho sem shigyo mareze ngacho sem te ngarang ngacho sem te kandazi ngacho hako yo mareze hamako na tani khoranga natun de kanri tachu shego te ngacho hako yo mareze.
And the reason why people find themselves resorting to these really inferior strategies or methods of alleviating their problems is because they don't understand the mind. They don't have a proper understanding of what the mind is.
Tani perna nafshoko tsargla samlo tambayena ngukhumrg bayena re tele jambaga tsargena re kangena peyargi ores.
Generally speaking, if we look at the sciences in the West, whether it be physics or other fields of science, they're extremely advanced in their findings.
Yena tini ngacho semkhumrg batela ngacho chama tini sim lo dinroya manyi manzu o tendri ga yargi zakta ne mandugzi semkhumrg batela.
However, in terms of psychology's insights into what makes the mind satisfied, there is not this extent of advanced research.
Tani yargi mepi gimsende karezena tani ngaso semkhumrg bagi na pena ngaso moshi tani sem kyona sem khungcholangna tani sem ganala ndoba chimbo yona te khoranga te sem go shurur rawo te lata jama to te khoranga dang khoranga ngu te kanrizin semkhumrg bagi te ko manduze.
The reason being that often psychology looks at the external manifestations of situations like anger and sadness and greed and desire, rather than looking at the root of the mind.
Teni te makoti teni ngachola semga thola na to mambo shong ine kamna teni manza teni shiti teni mantazana teni nekapsa na to chik thachu shena na to jan thachu shema tab tenji ga to ni teni mambo tholang rong dus.
And so it's for this reason that people with all kinds of mental health issues are simply prescribed with medication which may help them in alleviating some of the temporary symptoms but don't address other problems. And this, in fact, really causes many people to be laid to waste.
Tarta teni changrik nani ngukamrik bayananda zingirik bayananda teni changrik bayananda tsu nalana tinga so sem ko tola natun de tachu chuya de ayomo tana de yomares tsu nalana zawani yomares.
And certainly in other fields of science, such as physics or other fields of mathematical sciences, there are no one really looking to apply their research to how to heal the mind.
Ta garde nga so tangrib kurpa nala teni sem ko naton tachu chuya yona sem kumrik ba nala yogo res sherdang shana sem kumrik ba nala yogo res retiti nala munduzi te ma to jamba munduzi.
It should be the case, actually, that of all the various scientific disciplines, that the discipline that would have the results for dealing with the problems of the mind would be psychology. However, psychology at present doesn't offer us with these solutions.
Tani tanga so ngukamda zingerda jangrikba ta tsu samagna la yang me tani semkumrikba na la me na tamndo yijogzene tani yijagje to yomare zenga so semkunde natunde jeshi 삽지시 로요 때나 강artar nga so sem ko tola yo pe natunde tachu shia ga tapsisla samlo tango re ma to ba otanga so menduk ta so samana menduk ta yijagse tani se menduk.
But saying that, in fact, no one has the solution for dealing with the problems of mind. Psychology doesn't, the other scientific disciplines don't. If that's the case, then we'll just forget it. We'll abandon the idea of ever being able to solve the problems of the mind. This is no way to think. This is no way to approach the situation.
Tani tindri na ta nga so chorjing na la ta natunde takshe shia ga tani tindri ti yota me tani nga so tar go ndus chorjing ne na la.
So what we really need to do is evaluate whether or not our traditional knowledge and our traditional systems of knowledge provide us with the answers to these questions.
Tani nga so chorjing na la ta go yimsen de gang jena nga chon roa mir ko lorji go thola ta na tani semkum ko thola halle pa ga yarji pe yarji somate parsin nga so lo tom chachig da tom chani da tani ko gong la rin dos.
The reason why we should be looking to traditional systems of knowledge for these answers is that in terms of development of sciences of the mind, the era around 2,500 years ago was a peak time in human history.
Tani nga so tarti tirptila tani motsama halepa tani laba jangbo zena ripa chamo tani rete yena to tarti tirpte nga chungpo te pe yarjin ro da laksar yarjin ro wi tirpte ndizre ma to ba semkam yarjin ro wi tindri tirpsre mendus.
While in this century or in this era we may be a people who are extremely clever and extremely mentally agile in some respects, we can only really characterize our advancement or developed state in terms of our material accomplishments or external accomplishments. In terms of internal or sciences of the mind development, inner development, we are not particularly developed at all.
Then the penatorjing na nga so nyambare zeata o chulugre ta tenga so go mare ze tin ri jimenduze kang ta nga so la gumkho yopa tene nga so la tene phantok yopa tin ri yena tene sarwa yenare nyamba yenare yana chulug yenare chang yenare tele jamba yenare nga so la gumkho ta phantok yopa tin ri yena tenga so lengo ndus.
In looking towards or in looking at traditional systems of knowledge for solutions, we shouldn't dismiss them saying, oh, they're religious or they're old and I don't need them on this basis. In fact, we should take an approach that seeks to adopt whatever is useful for us, whatever is beneficial for us, whatever addresses the needs that we have, regardless of whether it be a new source of information, an old source, whether it be a religious source, whether it be a non-religious source. We should take a needs-based approach to our evaluation.
Tawa toni shonzun shini o dandi 네 사르와랭아 머고 요난 디 냥바랭아 머고 요난 디 출르랭아 머고 요난 디 진이 딘디거더니 수수 판톡 요다메 짐직 여보 마시 판톡 요바데 하고나 양아 저 땅드 말린 딘디시니 쇼그리시니 딘디 파르토르나 파라 이그장나 딩아 솔라드니 노바마토 바판바지 지문도스.
If we take a biased approach to different sources of knowledge before we've even researched their contents and have an understanding of what benefit they can bring us, then this ultimately will not bring us any benefit but only harm.
Tini ngacho lo tongchak chigda tongchak nida tini kongla tini ngubo tini ndi chwata halipa yargio marezi te meti tini mangchewa tini kwancho nangla sem go tola tini pejimjik halipa jachimbo tini shindus.
So even though 1,000 or 2,000 years ago civilizations were not materially advanced as they are today, there was nevertheless a very high level of research into the mind.
Tini penanga cho tata char ko tini ta ngupula jimjipshini kosola tini jimje pe mambo shongare pe ten rabo shini tini nga cho lo tongcha chik ta tini tongcha ni kongla manam go tini sem go thola tini jimjik mambo shini te kosola jimje yang pe haliba mambo yakbo thopndigs.
So just as modern science has produced all kinds of excellent findings based on their research efforts in the contemporary era, so too 1,000 or 2,000 years ago did people investigating the mind produce all kinds of amazing results.
Tini ti nani nge terang shepati ngazo pena tini bok tini ta kosogo na jimjik shepi tini mjewa yopati nge shakayens.
So really what I'd like to introduce to you today or talk about today is the findings of this nature that were reached in the Tibetan tradition.
Tani pom murgzewati tini pamjur ko tohne shapa ina tini to korang tini jilis reze tini ngamayang tini re tarta ngaman zambalang samala pamjur yargi omarta tarta yana pamjur ko tohne tini yargi chimpo mares.
From an economic point of view, you could say the Tibetan people in the past and in the present too are relatively backward. They are not an economically very advanced civilization.
Tini ina korang chogo lo tongchak chikta samjag rangla tini muttez tini chu rikpa tambu yongkan rikpa chamo yongkan taso chama tini to moga semda tini moga chechok tini bodela jimjik she ores.
However, starting 1,300 years ago, the most intelligent, the most erudite Tibetans began to research the human consciousness, human life, and the human mind.
Tini tindi jimjik shepi tini jimsanji perna chechok mi chechok thola yenna ta ngacho tini nrowa mi rik tini chechok la tini jim di ndefshit jabgona perna tini bog tini pardu thudur chimbo ta wayena parching zambolang thola tini tipchipun rawores.
So in terms of addressing or research into the nature of human life, what it is in human consciousness, there's probably the Tibetan Book of the Dead is probably a very unique book in this regard.
Tini koranga tini nangla mambo shewa ba tini tarta yana ngacho nopshok layang chargba mambo tini jimjik chi perna Virginia tini lobtaga gergen khashi ngamayang jimjik mambo sheare tarta nga jimjik she kundu tini korang chogo jimjik kumdrewa da chikba re kundus.
And much of the contents of this book this book contains ideas which are still being researched, and in fact its topics are also being researched by contemporary research as well, such as a few researchers at the University of Virginia, and quite often their findings are in accordance with those that are described in the Tibetan Book of the Dead.
Tani sem go thola tani koso jimjik mambo shini tani sem go tani ngarang so mi sem go ngoma de kandizian tani nga so sem go ngerwa den rona tin ngerwa den rola tin ngertang de la yang korang la tani rangshong go chunyet den zi yore gimsun zi yore de kandiyan tani ngerwa de sona ti yapo shoglan ngerwa rona kandin rogo dugbo shoglan ngerwa rona tani na ton de kandi takshu shirgo taso sama haliba mambo zi tani to those.
Another thing that the Tibetan tradition really researched in detail was the nature of the mind. the essence of the mind and the nature of the mind, its changes. For example, what is the usual natural order of its functioning? If you want to make it change or go in a positive direction, how can you do this? If it's going to change in a negative direction, what precipitates that? Into these kinds of questions, there has been a great deal of research in the Tibetan tradition.
Then, the Koran the Shabi, the Tabshi de Soyna, then I saw Musang the Bishop Tana Chocolate, Bishop Town in Nekamna, the Tabshi de Sola, the Niba Gareo, the Pandre Gareote, then I saw so the Nipena Chintona, Chite, Jambo in that Sawo and Koranga Hakore, Betin Raboshini, this also what the Yamlin Shijana, the Niti Pantokaneo, the Soso Saru Hakores.
And the methods in respect of the mind that are developed from this research are ones that can be adopted by any person. It's necessary that everyone has a proper understanding of these methods, what benefits they can bring and how they are effective. It's necessary to have this kind of understanding.
Yena ngato nyamlin machina te hako marzi pena ngato chindo ina nikatanan the jamwina the chakbaina the ngaroina kiroina teni hako mare ngato kananglan tongna teni tazo e korang ngarore kirore o kandire teni hako re pete nang chikbares.
However, if one doesn't practice these methods, then it's impossible, in fact, to know what their nature is, what benefits they do carry. It's like if we are going to taste some water until we've actually had a mouthful, we don't know if it's hot or cold, we don't know if it's sweet or sour. It's the same with the practice of methods in relation to the mind.
Then 탑신도서 담조법 배셨다나 then 직시나 then 가서 뭐 참말라 판바야보 용거리 삼 근도스.
And I think I have a feeling that if people were to make use of these methods, that they would have great benefit for many, many people.
Then number 상기 바거든이 또 고랑 것들이 추고 나라 요비 탑시대 소이나 then 무스당 쓰거든 냠린시나 뭐 고랑라 판토야 된지나 대 고랑 것들이 대 베셨다나 초거래 교랑 베나 남바 것들이 추바다 된지 마시나 초거래 강스터 교랑라 판토소나 then 판스테 고랑 거 베셨다나 그래 남바 베나 탑시든지 망보즈더니 고랑 속었더니 짐직시 더니 탑시 망보즈더니 잡득시야데 뭐 참말라더니 판토야가 돈다 그래 마토 바데비 델리 구바 잠바치요 말했다 있나더니 교랑라 판토나 이 교랑 거더니 베셨다나데 잔 남바거더니 참마가 가스시 그래서.
So from the point of view of the Buddhist tradition, any of its methods, any of its practices that bring people benefit can be put into practice by anyone. There is no saying that people can only use them if they're Buddhist. In fact, if they bring benefit to a person, then anybody is able to put them into practice.
Then me mambo me ma haliba me mambo tini ngaso tini jini simchre ni khabre odan dso korate la tini shawale ka mambo lego yore tini dso korate mambo zla soso rang dang jap chimbo margo ache jene khorang ngaso tini to khorang te ngaso lagba te le ka le kyona te le jana tini chi jap ji na re le ka mambo zo khorang le yong gore tini ngaso soso rang dang jap ni le ka mambo le goya samlo mambo tanga ta tini sim Yaboshini tini sim stichik tini tapata so margua mambuzum trchaga tini len royores.
These days, most people rely on all kinds of machines and devices to bring them convenience and reduce the amount of thinking that they have to do. So whether it be computers or mobile phones, calculators, etc., they all essentially do away with the need for us to single-pointedly think about something, think about it deeply, and solve particular problems for ourselves.
Then chikte ni te tini ngacho nyama takbar tini khabarta nyamchanda chimchirta so nala mambo ta tini sarshok ta so nala mambo ta tini ngacho goje mambo shige mambo samge mambo tini je yondi tini 디 드니 담슨 망보서 가서 드니 시겨 디 김선지 드니 가서 셈답 드니 파라 아양니 드니 서 르르시고나 자와니 르르시 마텀가 파라 아양니 드니 로요레스.
The other thing is that by every day constantly being on our computers, on our mobile phones, receiving so much informational input and stimulation, our minds are in a constant state of distraction.
드니 답배나 가서 치스요나 드니 치고 장오스요나 드니 티나라 도하장 첨부 야마 동착 처착 드니요 바지 티나라 유장나 드니 장오도 상마 드니 파르 찍니 드니 마르 야본 등멍통 못동ken 드니 렌조레 배나 가서 셈데 따따 미 망보즈 그 셈데 뜬자오레즈 드니 가서 고치 시자 하장 망보즈 그 가서 셈도 찍니 드니 타마르 셈 잠보시니 데 못tomken 드니 레요레스.
So it's like dropping a very big, heavy rock into a water, the disturbance that makes in terms of churning up the water. Our minds are just like this these days. We know so much, we understand so much, and yet it's impossible for us to achieve calmness or tranquility in our minds.
Tini tinti inti tarta nga so loma so ina pe na lota na la tini lojong shipi ne kamna nga so tini sim nart phavni tini sim mar tini demo shini tondak chigla tini samlo ta ni lojong su shi tini sambi ne kamna tini sim nga so o rawang da mundni tini sim te yusam musam yunanjo munanjo ne tini sim sar ruruk shi matab chig tolan dig matab ne tini mambola haliba dingor mambo yong yores.
For example, these days in schools, many students face the problem of when they sit down and want to focus on something, concentrate on something, they find their mind, without them being able to control it, becoming distracted and flying off in various directions. And this is a really big problem that many people have.
Teni tenji resonti tartal hopchag nani teni lojong ya poshe mata paschi bo sakmare teni jima yang perna chik teni jamba na leka lewiner ke lekhung na la leka lewiner kamna yang sim yabo tan matam ne teni leka te chola teni tan thishor mambo leka leke nor leka ga toni nora mambo jong tenji je yore nga cho leka mambo zo sim ko toni zabzab shini le gore te yenna leka te lewiner kamna teni sim ayang ro ne ayang sondi teni leka te chole yabo zo le matab teni soso leka ga tola nonter mambo shong.
So not only does this bring us problems in respect of our own studies, but it will also have consequences for us in our professional lives when there are many tasks that we have to focus on very carefully in order to prevent accidents happening and other things happening. It may be very difficult for us to do this, and many mistakes can occur.
소소 teni shawa leka ga tola nonchur shong chardi teni perna mamban rawota gergen rawota teni khog leka de mongjan dam rewa yong kan teni yin na teni soso teni leka ti tola nonchur shong na teni mongjan la yang no pa mambo yong yores.
And this brings inconvenience and harm to others too when mistakes in one's own work affect others. So whether it be, for example, a doctor or a teacher, mistakes they make in the course of their work brings harm and has bearing on other people.
Teni jambala teni nopa mambo yong teni charti teni ti thoni teni nyota mambo yong ne teni sem ko tola dingor mambo yong ne teni thama rangchok chung kan teni maya haleba mambo dos.
And then on account of having made mistakes, then there are reactions and consequences that arise from that. Many people get upset, get angry, and due to this pressure there are a lot of people who take their own lives.
Teni tenji indi nga cho to tambo teni nga cho simte teni mar nart phamni jambo shini teni dethavya tenji go tondagzla teni samlo tango ndos.
So we really need to be thinking about how to go about bringing our mind into a state of calmness, bringing it into a state of focus, a state that is able to give attention to things.
Teni ti thabshita teni nga cho to boba ga teni to ndi rigong dinala boba ga chulung dinala teni to ti thabshita hal leba mambo yores.
And in respect of achieving this, there are a wealth of methods in the Tibetan tradition.
Tani tabshi techo, tani lo tongchakshikta samja tindizika rangla, tani mo jar tong chumbam tindi mo mambu koso go nyamnyung go toni nyamli mambu shini ota nyamnyung go toni tani taga yakpo yangtakba tindi yemba ngoshtu ranchut shongyowa tindi ga tabshi res.
And these methods have been tried and tested over a period of 1,300 years by tens of thousands, if not 100,000 of practitioners who, by literally practicing these methods, have proven their effectiveness.
Tani perdanga so nabsho kosowa rigpa tani koso tani man jimjik shipi nekmna tani zig garbo shiwa garbo chongchong to so tani titola tani jimjik mambo shi yores.
When scientists and doctors are testing their various medicines and experiments, they rely on guinea pigs.
Tani titola chokchak tola jimjik mambo shi ne tani yang takbare sona o tandi ndikandose ne tani mante tani koranso par sonra tola jamgo yore mankang nala jamgo yores.
And it is after they are able to prove the effectiveness or safety of their medicine on these animals that they approve the medicine for distribution in hospitals and the like.
Teni tenja boshini nga chon nangba ga teni ti sem ga thola teni mamchu tanga ga teni ti thapshi ti soyena teni mo soso rang nyamlin shini gom jamne rambo re ne teni ko so nyamnyong go thone ti yang tak ba yemba ta tangkhir teni re sarti teni ko so yigri thola jini jagyoris.
And it's in a similar kind of way that in the Tibetan tradition, people have used themselves as laboratories. They have experimented on themselves, and by engaging in practices and by testing and proving their effectiveness, have then recorded their findings in written form.
Teni ti thapshita teni ta ta kanri she go rezena teni tabdi se teni samalang to she gayens.
And in terms of this method, I'll explain it in a very brief and simple way.
Teni di nangla teni kaso teni bok chuluk teni ta samlo ta teni ta thapshi teni mambo yore teso par jerne teni sem go teni natun thacho she ya thapshi kyangba de loks par langni teni ndeshe jab teni ngotu she gayens.
What I'm going to introduce to you is a form of this practice, or a method that has been stripped of its religious content, its religious thought, and is simply a practice that works upon the mind.
Tani ngaso sem gthone tani te pena nam bobada shir nangbada tinane boba tani ta thapshite kangrezena sem gthola natun shona teni man toni tachushia marizi sem gtone natun shona sem khorang ten tachushe gores.
So generally speaking, from a Buddhist point of view, when a problem arises at the level of the mind, we don't address it by taking medicine, we address it directly at the level of the mind.
Teni te kandishe gores na teni ngaso thomar lipo gtone teni kambani ka chedong chanin de gores.
So we start off by sitting cross-legged.
Sheptang ngaso thomar teni sacha teni demos gtola de gore demo gtola tan jablok la te chum thombo ngol la te chang mamu yin kan teni z gtola deni gom jamna te lipo la kebon rabo yores.
It's best if we can sit on a comfortable surface, a mat for example, that is slightly raised at the back and slightly lowered at the front.
Tani kambani dendri shini teni chedong shini dendri shini de gores kamba.
And sit in a cross-legged fashion like this.
Tani lakpa ni kan dendri she gores lakpa ngaso lakpa yomba te gola jak tani lakpa yepa te thola jak ne tani zumu ni ka dendri go ne thok ne tani te ngaso tewa go gola surmo jegun samla jak ne dendri shini de gores.
And in terms of our hand posture, we place our right hand in our left, bring our thumbs together and hold our hands about the width of 4 fingers below our navel.
Tenim chapa iba yumba pomba nika parandeni jangni ndrishi ni de gorin ndrishi na yakbo yama ndrishi dana teni ngaso jablok teni shat so sama teni par lomo yakbo yongore teni yirangbola dena yang ten naga mare kibo yongore ndri par jangni ndri de gores.
And we sit with our shoulders slightly raised forward so that the muscles around our neck are not strained.
Tani lipo chambo shin ndri de gore ma to tani yelan ndri yomba yolan ndri tani nyanga mare chambo shin ndri de gores.
And we adopt a straight and upright posture, not leaning to the left, leaning backwards or forwards.
Tani go ngola tets gurni ndinda boshe gores tani ta go ngola tets gur gore ndinshi na yong gmares tan ndinda boshe gores.
And tilt our chins slightly forwards, not too much.
Tani nik tani ta yulata mulata ndamra tani shinan gmare tani nik zum jagna yang gmares ani shit zamba nda otni gore tani ngaso mar ndla mara tani tan ndinshi ne de gores ni.
And our mind, not our minds, our eyes, we keep half closed, not tightly closed, not fully closed, and not looking all around the place. We gaze slightly downwards past the tips of our nose.
Tani wak tini nga zo par tang tsir yung toso sama kada na nika gana ni lomo shi ni tani paran ro sir yung tani shi gore ta nga zo lakbar tani mjongjuk shi ya tang lakbar tani kale tani go mare korang arang shung kanji na chokore wak tani pan ro san ro tani gore.
And our breathing, we just inhale and exhale naturally through our noses and mouths. There's no need to regulate our breathing, make it faster or slower.
Ta tenji de tsarwi jini tini ngaso nangla ngaso simte la targo ores ngaso simte la tini simte kanjindu koranga nesir kanjiri ngaso te jilum she gores.
And after we have done these preparatory things, then we need to turn to observing the mind, obtaining an understanding about the state of our mind.
Teni ngaso sem la tawine ke na sem korang kanji reze sem la tawine ke na perna tsarik pa anda boyna teni ngaso sem la taya te teni lapa la tani teni lapa la teni jimjik shini teni titoni lapa la tani sem te ha koya teni tabshi teni she yori rete te tabshi tin norware te ko mares.
So when we are looking at our mind, we need to have a method for doing so. Scientists, when they observe the mind, they look directly at the brain in order to derive conclusions. But this is not the right way to go about doing it, and we don't need this way.
Wana kandishi go rezena ngaso semte ngaso nikatana rikmare nawa nyanna yang ko mare teni ngaso pena chamthong chishir sheweijin o tenji unchasha tana ko mare kangyang ko mare ngaso sem khoranga tar go re.
With our mind, it can't be seen by our eyes, it can't be smelt by our nose, it's not something we can see through a microscope. What we do is we use the mind itself to observe itself.
Teni tine kamna ngaso ngon la ngaso ngon tela ngaso soso ngon tela teni ngubo chuja go res pena ngaso chishir tam dawn tenji chigin nanda te yangmanna teni tele chungu ngubo chigin nanda gangtar ngubo chig ngon la teni jak go res ngaso ani ka partana thongsa tela teni ngubo jog go res.
And we need to place an object in front of us. So, for example, a bottle of water like this, or an object of a smaller size.
Teni ngupote korang ngaso pena marme teni mesjin rawon teni yowa teni ngur denken teni sujagna tanrawa teni ngaso chusuk karman rawon teni nro yongken teni sujagna njagmare ngaso nikatana korang yowa mepa teni dungdungken teni sunjog gores.
So the object that we place in front of us needs to be one that is solid and still. So placing something like a candle or a butter lamp that where the flame flickers, or a watch where the hands tick, is too distracting. We need to place a still object in front of us.
Teni tendis vjane pena ngaso chun de tawon teni vjana teni ti thola pena ngaso chu teni ndi toko remo chigla teni ngaso remo chigta chamala ja chimbola ta mare ngaso ti thoni chungchung chigla rumonda bo yana kato karu yana maru yana tele jamba rumo tindi rumo chigla nga cho niktat go res.
And on the object that we have placed in front of us, we need to focus on a small part of it. It might be a small symbol or a small picture, it might be a patch of color, but we need to choose a small space or area to focus our attention on.
Karte tini korang nangba la tapa yongken o tindinda inna tini sangji shakya tapa kendra yana tini ngarrambo che kendra yana lama jamba kendra tindi ge tangka chongchong tindi go re chenbu ina chenbu chokomarizi yana ta pedanga cho thogang yana sormo je ta chongchong ina sormo je chenbo ina zhegang tini dala zhegang ze re tindi ge chongchong ze tingon la jerne tini tela tana zhegeres.
If a person is Buddhist, then one can use a small statue of the Buddha or a tanka of the Buddha or Guru Rinpoche, not too big, maybe just the length of half an arm span and say 4 fingers across. One can use this instead of another object.
Tani kati kyorang ishi chulu la tapa shinkin tani rawo inna na ishi ge jadam. Mti ishi ge jadam tela ti ngon la jane tani tela tani tani jadam de ti ngon la jak ti thola te tani zabzab shine tela ta de na tani tela yang tani nipa nga cho tani thoya to jingde te chikpan ra oren ro rezi te ma so ba nga cho tapa pe na nangba la tapa yo na thangkala ta na chokore ina ta nangba la tapa me na tani thangkala ta ji mare ishi chulu la tapa yo ke na ti jadam tela ta na shizja tela ta na chokore.
If one is a Christian, then one can do the same with an image of Jesus or with an image of the crucifix. One can obtain exactly the same results by focusing single-pointedly on such an image.
Teni kyorang gangla yang tapa menken chuluk tapa tsawan menken dendri inna teni ngazo pena sherdam rawo ta yang na gang na ngupu chongchong zu jarne teni tela ta na chuluk dang dra menken ge dendri ngupu zu jarne te tela ta na ndgre.
And if you're a person with no particular religious faith, then it's fine to use any kind of object and any kind of small-sized object and place it before you and focus on that.
Teni ti kapsa ngaso teni nik nipo to khorang la tani teni nik nipo to khorang la tani teni degore nik yuta muta shijida teni nik shedang nik zawane muzum teni yung mar ta nik mambu zum muzum je shibzum mambu mushi je ya da teni nik do yoa yarta marta mambu mashiga chikla tani teni deje teni she gores.
And what we do is focus our gaze single-pointedly on the object in front of us. So we shouldn't blink too much, we shouldn't move our eyes around, we should strive to fix our gaze as single-pointedly as possible on the object in front of us.
Teni ti kapsa ngaso sem go nala kandi sam go rezina teni sem go nala ngaso pena namgin ngaso lojong shipine kumna teni lojong ko tondala pena tsir lojong shana tsir tondala labgo samlo tangyo samlo mambo tangyo re teni pena tele jamba chulung dawo ina ya chi teni soran debkin rada ya teni go tola samlo mambo tangyo re riti tan di kapsa teni ngaso teni samlo te so tsama par jerne samlo chikang me pa shini teni go tola the gores.
So ordinarily in the course of our study lives, we think a lot about whatever our particular discipline is. If we're religious, we might have a lot of thoughts in the context of prayer, but when we're engaging in this meditation, we need to be sitting in a state where we are not thinking about anything at all.
Teni ngaso semte teni soso ngaso semti teni shine par jerne teni ngaso pena nepa na ngama nepi to la ngaso ngama chigre mure ngaso nga chongchong imbine kona gari shesong jig shesong samba teni nepi to la samlo ta ya teni yang meba she gores.
So whilst we're sitting here in this state, we shouldn't be thinking about things in the past. We shouldn't be reflecting on things that happened when we were small, etc. Our thoughts shouldn't be thinking around things that have happened in the past.
Tani maung bala tani nga maung bala ngari gariche gore pena sanying gariche gore tani lo jima gariche tindi ga samlo chamaya tani mebashi ni tani chamjok gore chamjok she gores.
And we should similarly abandon all thoughts and imaginings about the future, what we're going to do next year, etc.
Tani nga cho tarta ga tani semtela tani yang koranga namtok mambo tani samlo tanga ching mebashi ni chama mar tani nga cho pena tsigap ke tani nchata yar tsigap ni ni sisum chi jungap chi thona mar tani kort ke thola tani thon suwan ro tani zlan dang ja gogres.
And we shouldn't have thoughts of a present nature, thoughts about things that are happening right now. We should allow them to rest as well.
Pena nga cho jamcho na la lung jamna tini barlam ramra mambo yongor chimbo haliba mambo yongor tini lung te so mesona tini jamcho ngope jambo tini rendo pena tendra boz rendo resi tini shina.
And if we can do this, then our minds will become still, just like the ocean when the wind has ceased and all the waves subside.
Tini yang jayang pena nga chun churcha chunkhor tini namgin tini 하점 욕보 고니 tini korko yona tani lamsang ndgjagna tani ta korang shawa kanga machine lamsang tani ndgjag bare pena tenda boshi namgin nga cho tini lapaze gona nga cho namgin shawa le ka mambo leni tini samgore ta chama mar ndgni tini to shawa kanga mashiwa tini shinin chamjagjagna tani ti kapsa tini nga cho sem pe tangmo tini zi yongores.
It's like a machine whose parts and cogs are usually spinning, but when it is turned off, the machine rests in a state of stillness, and we should aim to do this with our mind. If we can do this, then we will find that our mind, in fact, becomes very pure.
Tani penangaso Canada ndindiga namka yakboyosa penangaso bobandawoda dindiga namka pe yakboyosa dindigna tani namka yosa tani nik namka latani dindi sheni rungo te zum tombondawo yana kangban tombo dindi yona chakin yona di tolandene tani nik namka latani tani shena chokore ngaso di pena chil hakenrada jamba dini chi rumonda dindi martana chokore muk namka latani tani sim sama mar namtok ramra mambo yoate so sama samjok shejana tani korang mar jinro ores.
So in a place like Canada, where there are beautiful clear skies, and places like Tibet, where there are skies like this, we can also do this meditation by simply sitting and staring into the sky as well. In any case, what we are aiming to do is to let all of our thoughts subside and simply rest in a state of calmness.
Penangatsu tapkaga tolatini ta mevjani lokotini zamalenati chikornatini olok yona chabo mede yona tini ch dni tini to chimbo tini dni tini regre okotini lokte mepashi jagna tiana mede go jabjagna tini koran jambo rendo resi tapena tenda bores.
And so the way it works with our mind is similar to an electric stove. When the power is on, it's able to boil water, and the water is able to come to a very fierce and rolling boil. However, when the electricity is turned off and there is no more heat, then the water eventually comes to stillness, and this is what we should be aiming for with our minds.
Then tendishinin yabozan diktasona tangaso kafkafsa pe yabo halepa yabo tinin diktaya tendi yores.
If we're able to practice like this, then there will be moments, there will be occasions when we will have really good results in terms of being able to sit in stillness and calmness.
Then kafkafsa ngaso yabo teni gumjamni tindinati namtok mambo yongne tenin mathapa ngaso karmasik tindi degona de mathapa tindi yongoreta ina te kyongmares kale yabo yongores.
But there'll be other times when, after the space of a bare minute, our minds will be afflicted by distracting and disturbing thoughts. But this is okay. We take things step by step, and with practice, our results will improve.
Tani namginina ngaso samotini nit joine kabla mato ba jambate ngaso titsuni chabje gnani ngaso nit chichpote mato jambate ngaso sem goteni 파르티니 응우보 잠바솔라 삼로당 잠바솔라 짐직시 잠바솔라 똑쇼시니 파르티니 똑쇼시 오래 코랑 쓰르다요 말이지.
In the space of 24 hours, with the exception of our sleep time, our eyes and our senses spend their entire time in a process of analysis and observation and examination of objects in the external world around them. So they're constantly engaged in an external process of action of investigation, but it's very seldom that our senses turn inward on themselves.
Teni ti kapsa nga so teni sure ka teni ngubun do so teni yakbo yenda mayin teni digbo yenda mayin rentang yo ta me deso hako ore deso nga so te tornang she ore ma to ba te yakbo yenmen tanken te rentang yo men teni to tambe shenken ka sem te la nga so tornang she ma re sure ko ngubun de yakbo re mare teni ze re ma to ba ngubo yakbo re mare zenken te garin do ze te nga so samlo tang ma re namgin.
And when we're doing this, when we're in this process of evaluating the objects we see in the external world, whether they're good, whether they're bad, whether they have value or not, we're focused on the objects that we perceive, and we seldom, in fact, are really looking at the voice that is assigning or ascribing these values to the objects, or the mind that is examining these objects.
Teni yirjung yakboz ka teni rabar zala nga so tana nga so teni sim ka teni sim chaman rabar ka thola yor rabar yakbo jam dik teni ni yakbo re yakbo dik chi yakbo dik teni ze ma to ba rabar jab ke ka parcheti kan riz ka jabin te nga so ndang jab ka marin rabar khorang yak ma yak sha kres.
It's like when we look at a photograph of a beautiful landscape, we are usually captivated by the features of the landscape, commenting on whether it's beautiful or not. We very rarely turn our attention to the camera, the machine that manufactured the image that we're looking at.
Then raboshini pe nga so semla dungmer yong ne kamna nga so dungmer yong nga so sem nga chekum dungmer reze ngarang so tindi kapsa dungmer tela tini dang jamni tindi chegre ma to ba dungmer to sin nyamsum yong yo te nyamsum yong kende kandis gen te nga so dang jam ko mares.
And it's the same when we experience suffering in our minds. What we are accustomed to doing is looking to the source of the suffering, thinking about the suffering itself and what has caused our suffering. We very rarely ask ourselves, who is it, in fact, who is experiencing this suffering? What is it that is experiencing this suffering?
Dungmer nga so pe na dungmer nyong ne kapna pe na nat nawayen na da semdig yong na da tendi ka kapsa teni nga so dungmer nyam nyong shin kan dungmer nyam sum yong kan khwarang kan ri re zini nga so samlo chi tang shi so na te karti ti samlo to tang shina nga ran so ko sarwaz yong gores.
If we were able, in moments when we experience pain in a physical sense or a mental sense, to turn our attention to the experiencer of the pain, then we would be able to arrive at a new kind of understanding.
Teniti ko sarvati ngasola ngone tane njitin ga sawa hale bachim boz ngaso ti tini ko she kres ti ngasola ko ala pantro yores te.
And it's this new kind of understanding that will provide us with a great new opening, and we in fact need very much this kind of new understanding.
Teni ti sawa da ngaso hako sona teni ngaso gon chowa ga na ne chi teni ngaso sem kap se ke bo yong an dawo kap se dungmer yong an dawo mambo zit teni ngaso roshti na yoshi teni da bozi yamba hako yong gores. Yoshi?
第三万当。
这下一场嘛个怎么这样个游戏？错啊，那了忙不是等着我是应把它过用过的。
Okay. So by discovering almost the secret key of the mind, then it will open us up to all kinds of understandings in respect of the rest of our life, and in fact our life will emerge as a kind of game.
Teni tinti yen sonti chama teni rosti drabo tinti so ko sonti teni nga so na ti 등으로 망보 샘토고 등으로 망보 다서 사마야 되니 더다 파르더니 냠니 땅화지 par 냠니 어떤지도 그랬어.
And being able to perceive our lives from this perspective, where we now see our sufferings and troubles almost as a kind of a game, their seriousness and their intensity will start to grow weaker.
제때 찻딘디 통보절라 통고나 찻딘디절라 통고나 대대즈 참 통보자 보래 대나가서 대즈 갑리 마김나 통톱고 말해서.
However, reaching a point when we're able to approach things like this is, well, this is quite a relatively high point of practice, and it's not a state or a point that we are likely to reach without a considerable amount of effort.
드니 가서 남긴 드니 셈 마키 비닐 겁나 셈 껴보용이 안라오다. 드니 참모니 먹그 컨솔라 드니 저니 야보 그이 안라오다. 드니 대수 거라테 갑리 침보 잡고 말이 드니 레라모 드니 데 탁주시 탑 그래스.
There are some things that are very easy for us to solve. For example, what to do when we can't sleep properly and things like this.
드니 딘디시네 가서 셈라 드니 과랑 그 따니 딘디 따용이네 겁나 강지선 통용 그래서나 드니 가서 저 셈텔라 드니 남톡 드니 라만다 욕다 딘디 망보 맹켄 드니 파라 하장 드니 지와 드니 잠보 지와 드니즈 드니 더때 드니 통용 그래서 베나티 가서 남칼라 먹고 따완다고 드니 저용 그래서
其实定你的要不你们考当的你的生个机会其实个重要，可能你个不。
那等人们可就소용난 거 탐시야 살송아 또 소도 다시 라보레지 다도 송살송 던져요 말 되니 다 가서 디 곰잡니 되니 셈라타나 어디 간디슨 통거래지나 되니 셈지와 되니 셈 하정 같으니 파르더니 남톡망보 멤버 남칼라더니 따완다고 되니 좀 통한 거래지.
Through engaging in meditation, it's possible for us to bring our minds into a state of peace where all our various disturbing and distracting thoughts are subsided, and it's like looking into a clear blue sky.
되니 띠낭라 가서 셈 베나 동세리오 말에 되니 셈중 셈나디오 말에 띠낭라 가서 셈토고 등을 깡깡 매바더니 또 등을 탐주 보파르 지니 되니 렌도레스 띠낭라 거랑가 남바드 딘디즈레스.
And this state of the mind is one where all disturbances and difficulties are absent, whether they be various kinds of mental afflictions, depression, etc.
되니 띠낭라 가서 데도 모도 따고 띠낭란데도 모도 따고 그래. 데라 남바즈나 데라 건지 남시제 그래스. 건지 남시제 근도스.
And it's in this state that we abide, and from this is described in Buddhist terminology as the all-knowing consciousness.
되니 데라 지르니 안제 그래스.
Or it's also described as calmness or shamatha.
되니 ndsu korata 아메리카나라 데리 레콩 소소고나라 베 할지 할레바가 자침보더니 또 고소 따르다 다르페시 근도스.
And these kinds of meditation techniques are starting to become extremely popular and widespread in companies in America.
되니 고소 mambola 판토양 약보 용근도스.
And bringing benefit to a lot of people.
되니 자르거고니 딱시시에 근도스 베나가 좀 뭐이나 뭐각 아니고 되니 스치포티 가서 되니 곰잡 되니 스치포티 곰마give 되니 곰잠칸타 곰마김 칸니 되니 장코르칭다 되니 그 지라 되니 뭐서 카치가 나라 딱니 되니 논식 셈고 논식도 소말 메바차요다메 되니 따니 되니 점직시에 겁나 되니 곰 장코르칭다 되니 라 곰잡자위네 겁나 되 코랑가 카치가 나라 딱요네 겁나 되니 나마가 논식도 소 메바차요 왔더니 차르고네 고운도스.
And there's also scientific research being undertaken into the effectiveness of these meditation techniques. This research, for example, involves separating meditators into two groups, one group who is practicing, the other group who isn't, and then measuring different chemical substances in their saliva and gauging the extent to which their stress and has been reduced.
당가 좀 무잔라 되니 논식 요다 메다 대소 학고구나 되니 자르 그땅에 같이 그나라 딱바 된디시 고지레지 레땡가 좀 뭐랑라 대 같이 나라 딱고 말에 자르 그땅고 뭐 수수런 거 하고 그래지 냠용 그거니.
Of course, in terms of investigating the state of another person's stress, this is something that we can find out by looking at substances in their saliva. However, in terms of ourselves, it's not necessary for us to do this by looking at our own minds. It's something we can see for ourselves.
되니 곰텔라 운이 장니샤나 치 곰지치지요 말에서 과랑 그 샘거나라 강양 마섬바 샘거나라 샘거나가 삼로티서 참마만 참작니 메바시 작바레 테마토바 곰지 잠바면 되스.
So this isn't a meditation that requires any other content. It is simply a meditation where all thoughts are allowed to subside and we simply abide in a state of calmness.
되니 티토랑 아주 곰나 당보 아주 토머 그 다소나 망보 여랑보 대탑 그 말에 karma 칭다 karma 닌다 틴디 마토 바 대탑 그 말에.
This kind of meditation, at least at the very beginning, is not something we'll be able to will not be able to abide in calmness for a very long periods. At the beginning, it might only be for 1 minute or 2 minutes that we're able to sit in calmness.
되니 옛날 되니 대저 진총시 터나 되니 갈래 되니 갈래 karma 되니 karma 되니 치수시카 되니 여람보 대탑기 용거레스.
However, it's something that if we persevere in, we'll slowly be able to increase the periods of time from, say, 5 minutes to 10 minutes, even up to half an hour.
되니 니마스치랑아 저 파치 karma 니시 치수시카 되니 zgomnate 야보요레스.
So if we practice this kind of meditation for 20 minutes or half an hour each day, it will bring us benefit.
되니 시르당 아촌 디숫 남 곰고거르즈나 아무 곰나다고 약보요레즈 아무 아초 야르랑 차르위지스 되니 곰나 약보요레즈.
An ideal time to practice meditation is first thing in the morning, just after we've woken up.
옛날가 좀 삼모니 약보 먹큰큰 든지 옛나 되니 많이 비공도 되니 깔마니시 추추시칼라 곰니 되니 옛나 되니 약보 그거를 멀음 득본다면 뭐뭐 용거 말이스.
But for people who have trouble sleeping, then it can be good to meditate for 20 minutes or half an hour before one goes to sleep at night. And this also has the benefit of preventing bad dreams and the like.
되니 갈때가서 르몰라타위니 금나가서 니거 르몰라타 되니 심대양 르모티 돌아 따니 자고레 심 유삼 무삼 되니신 난 저거 말이 르모티 돌아 르모에 나우포티 돌아 따니 니도니 되니 가서 심 또 심보 또 르모티 돌아 바라 따니 딜리 잠바카게 마슴니 되니도 고레스.
And if in this meditation we're focusing on an object, then we need to fix both of our eyes single-pointedly on the object in front of us and not be looking from left to right or moving our gaze from the object we're concentrating on.
되니 갑갑스 든디 때진 득도나 할리바 심가나라 되니 초라 데와 되니 더 파르니 초라 끼부 되니 다 심나라 뇨단다마다 메바 지금 아주 논식자다 심난다마다 정말 랑상 파르메스완다고 든지 나와요 그래서.
And from engaging in this practice from time to time really enables us to achieve a state of great peace in our minds, a state where our difficulties and agitations are lessened or done away with.
되니 든지시니 때즈 덤나 되니 아주 셈데 때즈 잠잠만볼라 되니 유삼 무삼 되니 마시바시 지망 아주 로종다 뜻수 갑라이나 되니 삼로 강가토라 삼로 땅고나 티토라 셈야 보토나 따텀근 응우보 치크토라 삼로 땅니 느고나 약본 득텀 건 든지스레 용 거래스.
And one of the benefits of this will be that by engaging in this kind of meditation practice, we will be able in our work or study lives to better focus on individual tasks. We'll be better able to train our attention and focus on the work we need to do.
Shirtang gumduso ngacho nangba gumduso America ga laglin mambo tapkand koso ina nimakchila karma chi tindi gumne tini zankurchingda tindi zala gumna tini to nipa yongkand tindi zege dikta ina tez tindi tongtong ina tez nipa yong kabores.
Some people say in America that by engaging in this kind of meditation for 10 minutes, even 10 minutes over the course of a week, that one can already experience positive results. However, whether or not this is possible may be a bit difficult with only 10 minutes per day.
Diso tez rambon rabo shetamna la haleba rambo go mare karma simshetamba karma jibje tindi shetamna yakbores.
If we're able to extend the period of time that we spend in meditation, say from 20 minutes to 40 minutes each day, then it's sure we would achieve good results.
Then ngacho semto tanga yang ngayanchu ngacho partini ta ta ma to ba sirtayo mare tata sirtayo na then haliba yamchen tindi tongyayang yores nala.
So even though we are accustomed to looking outwards on the world, when we train our mind back on itself, we will discover all kinds of extraordinary things.
Tani sem soso rang nang la sirtati tani soso rang sem de kangin yabo tani ha ko yong kapse tani makashi tani sem gertemni jidong za tani rene tani kashi makashi chema tongkan rada makashi haline yamsan jongkan tani yang mambu yores.
In fact, there are some people, when they train their mind to look at itself and discover things about its nature, become extremely excited, become extremely moved.
Penangatso tani lorni namni lanji beji tindi la sasha sone tani gangrandra kyaramra tindi la tani tana yana tani yerkham chu jambala sone ngatso rangshung kham go tani chu tindi haliba tani jchakpa zhuangguan tani jchak tindi tan tongwine kamna makashi haleni yamsanni chema tongkan yore perna tedandra wores.
The experience that people feel is similar to travelers who visit extremely beautiful or staggering landscapes like the North or the South Pole or other extremely beautiful landscapes. Quite often people in these situations shed tears, and in fact some people, when they look at their minds, find themselves in a state of shedding tears given what they see.
Teni tela teni ngaso teni choade yang soso teni choade teni nyambo me pa ta dungaranda o teni mayimba teni choade yang jepo dechik nawa dechik chorade yang yongres.
And by doing this, it's we are able to reduce our problems, reduce our difficulties, and achieve a happy life.
Teni tendis ke chokores tangacho teni chulugla teni tabashi kita yana tumbo chan tumbo go teni gomjabji teni reva mena tendis ke chokores.
And it's fine if we just practice in this way. If we are not a person who has a religious practice or particularly high religious aspirations in terms of meditation practice, it's fine if we just practice like this.
Teni tadongyang karde titola tarongyang te deli kyang tang zabaz teni shigo nyamna teni ngaso sem gnang la teni chi ngaso tamu mambo ta yore tso yang tak baz shigo teni samna teni gomgyawe haliba mambo yo tapshi mambo yore ti tapshi tso la tena teni haliba teni sem ji sangwa teni khorang teni mambo shiong ji yore tso shiong na teni ngaso mtseng lang yerwa haliba chimbon ro res.
However, if a person finds themselves wanting to know more about the mind, wanting to know more about its secrets, then one can, there are meditation practices that will enable a meditator to progress gradually through levels so that one will ultimately obtain understanding of the essence of the mind, the secrets of the mind, and this kind of realization enables a person to experience immense transformations in their lives.
Tini nga tso gumde yakpo gyaptamna nga tso sem lab jongdrshini sem de ramba yar jimto sone nga tso sem de hallepa tupchi bo tindi yongtab gres.
And by engaging in meditation practices, we're able to increase the capacity of the mind to a state, to a point that our minds can become extremely powerful.
Tini sem de tupchimbo tindi resona. Tini nga tso shilona yopi tini chi dumur kangdang kangye na kola no patsawa ni shetab kumares.
And when we are able to cultivate our minds to a point that they're extremely powerful like this, then whatever the sufferings and pain the external world may manifest for us, it won't be able to impact or harm our minds.
Yina nga tso mutso tini tapshi leka lelukta tezi norwa rezi. Chirezi nga tso sem yarge tonga ta sem nga tso yara tupchimbo tindi sheyala samlo tanga yo mare. Nga tso shirur ni chi tini chi nga tso la dungur moyongwa ta dewa yongwa tindi shilo kutola leka tata lega yo rezi tini. Ti rete yina nga tso sem yarge masona tupchin masona shilo la leka mambo lena panto yo mare korang hachang jamba rezi. Hachang jamba yina tini shirur ni nesir chongchong yo na yang
However, in general, most people are mistaken in the approach they take. Rather than work on their minds, we focus the majority of our energies on the external world, making our external world very advanced. As a result, our minds are very, very weak, so that even the smallest occurrence in the external world has a great impact and harm on our minds.
Teni terang shito nga tsun chapchit teni jik zog song.